too many people are in. So if we have too many people all together here in the same room, it limits how much each of us can talk. So I do want to leverage the breakout rooms if we get to be a much bigger crowd. But right now it looks like we just have 3 or 4 evaluators here. So I think I would say I'll encourage non-evaluators to participate in a listening or questioning mode. But this space is really just to facilitate kind of discussion amongst you evaluators. So maybe we could start with a check-in round where you can each just kind of share how evaluation's going for you so far. And we can do a round. So maybe Janti, you can start, then we'll go to Clement and then Sheik.
Thank you, Megan. Now, for me, it's a good opportunity to ask questions and mostly catch up because since I've been able to access the globe, uh, I didn't know how to proceed. Mm, I can see the like favorited or highlighted teams, and I wanted to know. I checked the video, but it was not clear to me as to how the evaluation proceeds. So I will really benefit from a walkthrough into how the evaluator even handles it. I know we have to rank one, two, and three of the top ones, but I have difficulty even identifying the top ones. Are those with the stars?
Mhm.
The yellow ones, eh?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were pausing. I wanted to just let's let you kind of introduce sort of your check-in, like you're listing off some of your concerns or questions, and we'll go around with everyone. But I'll pause from answering right away.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So yeah, when you're done, just feel free to pass it over to Clement.
Okay, so to Sam then, Samuel.
No, Samuel's not an evaluator. It has to go to Clement.
Clement. Oh, okay, perfect.
Ah,
How many are
Hi
you?
everyone.
hello, welcome. How's evaluation
Thank you.
going?
I must say I'm having also quite some challenges, but I've seen the hubs assigned to me. I looked at it. I checked all the documents. I tried to access the group, but unfortunately, it wouldn't allow me to do it on my phone. But yeah, I think we'll discuss this after the check-in. But I'm also on a train, traveling a little bit, so it's kind of inconvenienced me a little bit to follow up on the conversation. But yeah, I'll be trying as much as possible to link up with the others and follow up on the conversation. And yeah, because I couldn't actually access the globe through my phone, I was actually going to post it on the main platform to get some recommendations on how to be able to access it. But I think will discuss this after the check. So I'm glad to be with you all, and thank you for this holding up the space, Mega.
All right, thanks so much. Sheik.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I I have fortunately been able to access all of the materials for the three hubs that I'm looking at, which are Project Genius, the hub in Abuja, and the Incuba hub. So I have the material on the globe itself, and then on their docs websites where I'm looking at the teams. My Yeah, I think the main thing for me is that there isn't explicit information on how the teams are governing themselves beyond the list of like role members. So that was the original kind of perspective that I was thinking about bringing in. But I think in the absence of that, what I'm doing is evaluating the potential of the project itself in the context of the local environment and the stakeholders that they have worked with and see like what the potential, that potential is for good governance to eventually be carried out with regards to the different, like the buyers, sellers, the tech providers, etc. So I'm having to shift from focusing on the governance within the team to the fitting in or the interaction of the solution with broader governance issues. So, but yeah, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm just like that's how I'm shifting basically. That's where I'm at.
All right, thanks so much, and welcome, Scylla. We are kind of doing a quick check-in from just the evaluators, and this call is really for you all to coordinate discussion. I'm here just to facilitate, but maybe would you mind giving us a brief check-in on how evaluation is going for you so far?
Okay, thanks, Megan. I hope everyone is doing all right. And yeah, so evaluation has been smooth so far. Just that I found a few concerns and I would like to share that. So in terms of evaluating, right? I understand we are not really going to go heavy on the already integrating Cardano, but showing a chance to integrate that. You realize that sometimes some of the projects, right, probably do not, I feel like they do not understand the blockchain tech. And if some projects, I don't see how Cardano is going to be integrated or if blockchain is even needed. But then it's kind of being forced into it, like because it's not yet being done. Probably they think that is going to be possible, but that is not visible, right? So those are some of the things I'm seeing, and yeah. So I don't know if it's still okay, but then those are the teams that have been selected, and yeah, there's nothing we can do because other teams, well, they have brought these teams, and there are other teams where might maybe not, maybe the idea might be great, but now might not be so strong in terms of their or be clear on their problem statement or their solution, right? But could have a potential if they are nurtured, and maybe Cardano might be a right fit, right? But I don't know if we can go back and look at what the house presented in total and try to see if the team selection can be redone. I don't know. So this is my take.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that. And I was thinking I would share screen now, but I'm now realizing maybe Scylla or Shik, you guys would maybe be good to share because Janti and Clement mentioned some hurdles with kind of how to properly access this. So maybe I would just ask if either of you wanted to maybe share screen and walk through how you're specifically viewing and looking at things, or would you rather I do it?
I think I'm happy to do it. I'm gonna share it from my laptop. And I think Clement mentioned that he's on the phone, so there might be some issues on the phone specifically that I won't be able to help. But in general, I can, like walk through how I'm doing this.
Okay, and we are recording, so maybe when you do stabilize Clement, you can look at it again,
Okay,
hopefully.
so right, so this is the web page. I think that's the landing page for us evaluators, and these are the two calls from before. This is the form that we are using where we have to write our name, the hub evaluating. So I'm doing this one for example. and then I will just like write the name and the ID and the reflection of each team. So for this team, for this hub, it is, um, one second, how do I remove this? Yeah, okay. So this is the Abuja hub, and so here are the different teams. There's the top teams. Actually, I'm not doing this right. Let me go back to this part. So you saw the form. Then this is the important one, the hub allocations. So here I see my name is on 3 hubs, Project Genius, Direct at Abuja, and the Incuba hub. So I go back here and then I went to the globe, and on this globe I looked for my hubs. So Genius is here and they have the docs here, but to understand which are the top 3 teams that each hub has selected, I go to the teams tab here and group by hub, go to directed Abuja, and here I see that the ones with this blue highlight, so Control Alt Win,
That's a good name.
Autofy. Sorry?
I just saw that name, Control Alt Win.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
Yeah, I have a quick
So
question, Sheikh. So the spotlighted teams are still the same with the blue highlights. If you go up, there's spotlighted teams. Is that like I just want to clarify?
I'm not sure, and that's something they can help with, but
I
I
think so,
think,
because they still have the blue.
yeah, probably they are the same. So, but I
Okay.
think it's easier since we have been assigned a hub each. It's easier to go to the hub that we have been assigned and then look for the spotlighted teams from here. So I just take the names from here, nothing more, like because there's a lot more detail on the website. So I got the names from here. Then I go back to hubs, and then I click on the docs of the Abuja hub. So I come here, then I go to the teams, and then I click on the team. Here, Autofy was one of the teams, and then I look through their resources. So yeah, then I read this and then I make my reflection. So I do this for all of the 9 teams. So Autofy here, Control Alt Win here, and then Send Waste here. Here are 3 teams from the Abuja hub. Similarly, for Project Genius, they have the 3 teams that are top ones, which are Safro, Team Kurama, and Airchain. And I understand, yeah, what they've done. And similarly for the last one, which is Incuba, it's in French, so I have to translate it. But they also have the top 3 teams, which is Ox Team, Awesome Bikes, and Burkindi. And then once I've understood this, I go back to the form from the Genius Hub. I haven't decided yet, but I think from their own, they have their own results as well. So if we just, I'm not going to follow that, but they're quite accurate, I think. So I just put like Safro, and then their team ID is on the globe, which is a bit, it's a bit hard to get back to that. But where is it? Group by hub, Project Genius. Yeah, here is the team ID next to Team Kurama. So, and then yeah, the solution appeals to a good governance lens. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's kind of the basic logistics of how I'm getting the information that I need to do my reflections.
Very well, thanks.
Hopefully that's helpful.
I have one small interjection, and then maybe I'll also invite Tabs. You're seeing someone else navigate through how you designed it, so maybe you'll want to weigh in. I don't know if it was super clear, but some of the larger hubs, instead of nominating a top 3, did nominate top 4. So do just want to make sure that was clear. So I think, for example, the direct ed hubs should have had 4 top teams. But hopefully you saw that in however many
So
were.
yeah, I saw that this one Project Genius had a fourth team, which
Oh,
was
okay. They did as well.
links,
Yes,
but
one from
not
our
the
faith base.
not the other two.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi, I'll jump in. Yeah, it's not possible to highlight 4 teams. So unfortunately, I wasn't aware that that was meant to happen for the director Dabuja. And the reason why there was 4 for Project Genius, code wasn't unhighlighting teams. So if they changed their spotlighting, then it just was accumulating. So that's why they had 4 for a while, but now that's been corrected. So
Okay, maybe we should figure this out really quickly. So, Samuel, do you have the information for the top 4? Or how can we make sure that that fourth team gets a fair chance for the direct ed groups? Or tabs, I don't know. Where was that part of what was submitted and it's just a technical issue that it's not being highlighted, or was it not submitted? Do we know?
So I'm not part of the team, but what I heard from Tabs just now was that for the Project Genius one, they have 4 because they might have updated their spotlighting and the previous one is still prevailing. Yeah, so maybe that's the issue because I think, yeah, there's only 3 that I can rank in the
yeah,
form.
sorry, that's correct, Shik. And also to respond more to what Megan was saying about is it possible to submit 4? It's not possible. So the form only has space for 3. It asks for specifically 3 teams. So yeah, there's no way that they will have been able to submit a 4th team currently.
Okay, Sam, are you here? I see you're here, but are you listening? Can you speak to this really quickly? Because you were communicating with them and I thought that was clear. From the hub perspective, do you know if the direct ed hubs thought that they were submitting 4? All right, maybe we'll take that on the side. Whoever else wanted to jump in, feel free. And I do see it looks like we have a couple new people that just joined. So maybe let's give you both, Abdulrahman and Echo, a chance to check in. We already went through a check-in round with the other evaluators of just how is it going so far. Went over some different points, but would love to hear from both of you on how this session could be helpful. How about Echo? You can come up first and then we'll go over to Abdul Rahman.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Abdul.
This is actually Echo. Abi.
Sorry.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, myself, I've not encountered any challenges. Initially, I thought I was facing a problem in regards to the group by apps. But when I went to check the group by apps, I realized that only 3 teams were highlighted in the group by apps. So that's what I'm actually using to go through the submissions of the top 3 or the spotlighted teams. So initially, I thought it was an issue. But when I read out to tabs, by the time I was done sending a VM to tabs, I checked the bag and I realized that okay, it's actually for actually the hubs have spotlighted three out of the many teams they have available. So myself, I'm not having any issue at my end yet.
Well, you're not having any issues, so what are the positives you want to share?
Okay, so I've not been I've not gone through a lot yet. Currently, I'm just on the Goma Hub. I think Bowie had a meeting with the Goma Hub. That's why I chose to also start with the Goma Hub submission. So I'm literally on just like one of the hubs. I've not gone through the other two hubs I've been allocated to.
Okay,
But so I don't have any like setback or anything. But so far so good. So far so good.
great.
Hello. I think the time frame is quite tight, and I was wondering how are we going to organize it so that at least we have some sort of sessions with the hubs as soon as. I mean, I know perhaps we mentioned that you can schedule some call with them, but considering we have different times, different locations, different hubs, within the short but time, it will be difficult to really have a moment with all of them. So I'm looking, is there a way that we can at least meet the hub heads, the team heads, maybe, and have call sessions with them, and then just to hear what each and every one of them have before our evaluation ends, because I think the time frame is very short. So how do we go about that?
Well, so that's a great question. I think there's the opportunity to schedule like calls with the hub leads, but I think ultimately the point of these docs being finalized, there should be videos for each of the top project, like a kind of demo or intro video. And I think we're ultimately expecting that judging is happening based on that. Um, Also to note is that they did locally rank the projects already in order, I hope. So um, maybe another version for time-wise would be to kind of see how they're ranking and see if you have any kind of differences. And maybe Tabs, you could help me understand in terms of the top three. I see that they're highlighted. Is the chronological, or no, I don't know if chronological order, is the order that they appear from top to bottom, the ranking as far as one, two, three? Or
No,
okay, so how do we know which ones are first, second, third? Or do
the
we?
ranking comes, yeah, we don't yet. The ranking comes later. The highlighting is just to say these are the top three teams in no particular order. And then the evaluators, when they're submitting their form, and actually, it would be cool if someone can navigate to that to see it during the call so we have that visible as well. The form is really simple. It just asks you, what hub are you evaluating? Okay,
Wait,
now say
sorry.
which
Can
one
I?
is the
Well,
top team.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to interrupt you because my question was from the hub perspective. I thought that from the hub perspective that they did submit in order.
No,
That
it was
they,
in no particular order.
oh, okay. That was a mistake then. I think that was supposed to have been done. Okay. Go ahead, Echo.
Yeah, so sorry about that. So I just remembered one thing. I think one of the hubs, the team submitted they made their submission in French. I am not very good with French. Do I have to um change
Echoes. Just use a
it.
translator.
Okay.
I recommend DeepL It for translation. It's quite better than Google Translate. But I would say I also did try to make sure that there was at least one. Well, Gentil, you're the francophone here. So I tried to put you on the French project. So another
Okay.
opportunity might be to connect with Gentil if you want to like pick his brain for some of the nuances
Mhm.
that you
Please
might have.
do reach out.
Yeah, I do see tabs put in the chat. We're also open to kind of like swapping hubs. The main reason for us assigning was just a time thing and making it clear. Um, but if you do feel like there's a challenge you're having evaluating a hub, maybe you can reach out to another evaluator and ask to switch, or reach out to us and ask to switch if that's needed.
Somehow I feel judging based on documentations. Personally, I don't feel so satisfied by it because yeah, in this age of documentations, anybody can write anything, but as to whether they can articulate their solutions in a way that another a lay person can understand becomes another topic. So I feel evaluating based on just documentation is a bit limited, and the time frame to also engage all of the hubs to talk to them is not so much. So my suggestion would be to say, okay, we have the teams, then the team leads, and then if we can schedule a call with the team leads, and then have a listen to everyone's opinion. Then when you're going down to the documents, you have a feel of who is behind it and the team behind it and all that. Because right now we are supposed to judge performance, team building. We're supposed to judge their coordination or integration. There's a lot we are judging on, and just documents can be very deceptive. Some people can be very good at putting a document together, and yet, and the reality, they cannot do anything. So for me, it would have been very good to have a team meeting with all the head leads of the teams, and then just listen to everybody pitch their
So, so that was my intention in, or our intention. Sorry, didn't mean to say it like that. Our intention in requiring a video. Oh,
projects,
I'm sorry.
and then from there we can make a better judgment.
I apologize. I think I was talking over you. Your audio had cut out on my side. I thought you were done. All right, I see you've gone on
No,
mute.
it's okay. I
Oh,
think I have the the conductor talking over the line, but I'm done.
oh, okay. So yeah, I did want to point everyone to the videos. So one thought is that everyone submitting a video would sort of serve as it's not a live conversation with the hub lead, but there should be these videos. And I would sort of, if I was evaluating, I would think starting with the video to get kind of that first view and then going back through the docs from there might be a way to sort of create what you're saying without the hurdle of scheduling the appointments, but there should be the option to schedule appointments. And if you want us to facilitate that, like sort of a similar call, where we could set breakout rooms or something like that, we could explore that. Um, I see a couple of people are agreeing. Um, All right. Does anyone else want to jump in? I'm thinking. I'm trying to collect my thoughts before I propose something specific. All
There's
right.
nothing
So,
from me. Oh,
go ahead.
nothing from me at the kind of high level. Just a couple of specifics relating to things that have come up so far. Um, the first is, yeah, scheduling calls with hubs. I'm super in favor of as well. And I'm not sure if you were referring to this already, Clement, but there is a way to pick a time to meet the hubs that so it kind of sets up a meeting very conveniently. But yeah, the time frame still is very short. I recognize that. And then the other point I wanted to pick up on is Shik, right at the start, you mentioned wanting to evaluate more in terms of governance. There's one section that comes to mind specifically for this where we ask them how they want to organize themselves. And then so each team should have a section on how they're organizing, which relates to roles and things like that. That's in the part of the Teams card where at the top right you click the expander and then it opens those responses and it's the fourth tab. So I just wanted to mention that in case you hadn't seen it, but maybe you had, and it's true that it's not very much, but yeah, I just wanted to offer that just in case. That's all from me.
All right. So maybe the big question on the table is do you guys want more time to kind of finalize this, given that some people are hoping to talk to hub leads? Um, I think I would like to specifically hear on that, or if we want to call like an emergency session tomorrow to, link hub leads, etc. From my side, I was hoping that this would be kind of an intense 3 days and it would be over, instead of dragging it out longer. But if that's not productive, or if that's not the most efficient way, um, we can pivot. So maybe everyone, we could do kind of another round now as far as what you would like next steps. So I'm hearing some concerns, but what specifically would we like for next steps of the process? And I see Janti, your hands up, so maybe you can kick us off.
Yes, just a question. What was the previous timeline due date? It was the end of this weekend. And I also wouldn't mind to get more time. However, based on what I've seen, the demonstration, I should be able to focus on it, everything today and tomorrow. So it's not, I think it's 3 times 3, so which means 9 evaluations. I think it's doable even within the day, but it's up to everybody else. I'm also interested. Maybe when I start the evaluation proper, I may find that I need more question or I'm interested in knowing more before making a final decision. But yeah, more time will help, but it's not critical.
All right, do you want to pass it on?
First of all, to get the answer to the question, what was the
Oh,
set
okay. Well, what
deadline?
we communicated was that evaluation would be happening from the 6th to the 9th.
The
So in general, we were hoping to be able to announce the winners tomorrow.
or Saturday?
Yeah, maybe like kind of end of day tomorrow, which is very like loose in terms of all the different time zones, right?
Yes.
But yeah, essentially by Saturday.
I think it's doable. Yeah. Okay, and then passing it to anybody else, maybe Charles?
Oh, do you mean Clement?
Yes.
He just
Yeah,
has the C initial.
personally,
Yes.
personally, I don't want to be a biased judge and evaluator. I want to have a personal feel of who I'm talking to and what is doing from them instead of just a document. Surely I'll take a better look at the videos, hopefully when I get to my laptop because I cannot open the whole thing on my phone. But even if it's just an emergency call that we have to listen to the hubs with a breakout room for the various hub leads and just to listen, it will give a better evaluation than to rush this and then eventually judge people wrongly. I wouldn't want to do that. So that would be my recommendation. Even if it's just an hour where we have a breakout room and listen to everybody like a speed date kind of situation. Well, we are trying to rush it out recently. So speed date, speed pitch, I would say, just to listen to everybody and the ideas, to get to know them, the brains behind the writing, so that at least you know what we are dealing with.
All right, do you want to pass it on to the next person?
I can come in next. So, like I said on the chat, I think it would be great if we can speak to people or hear them live. Because I agree with Clement's reservations around documents and videos. Not being the best judge, best evidence of people's vibes and energies. But yeah, if we're sticking with tomorrow's deadline, I think that'll be very difficult. Yeah, but if it can be done, that's great. Otherwise, I feel like from the perspective that I'm bringing, I haven't actually looked at the rubric yet. I will look at it now, but from how I've been thinking about it so far, yeah, I think I can get the gist of what the vibe is based on that. So I would say it'd be good if we can, invite some project leaders to a call tomorrow, or if we extend the deadline. Like, yeah, is it critical that tomorrow be the final day, or is there room for extension? I mean, this was quite intense, and it sounds like many of us are in the early stages today, like right now on the 8th. Um, yeah, those are my thoughts.
Thanks, Chick. Do you want to pass it on?
Sorry, I will pass it on to Echo.
Echo, you've been summoned.
Yeah, yeah. So I think in regards to what Sheikh and I believe is a Clement mentioned earlier too. Yeah, sometimes it would have been nicer if we could meet them like in person and also like know what exactly they are because by what they've described in there. And also, I think I'm using Microsoft Explorer, and I think the browser just automatically translated it from the French I was complaining about too. So I think I don't have much, but I'll reach out to Genti too in regards to the Francophone teams too. Yeah, and all the same to working from now till tomorrow. I wanted to know two things. When is the deadline tomorrow, God willing? And I've been trying to check the site to find where the videos where I can locate the videos you are talking about so I can also watch them as you suggested that probably it's going to be a bit the best start if I'm to like evaluate everything to these two questions. Hello, Megan, can you hear me?
Yeah, you were sort of breaking up at the end,
Oh,
but you do.
sorry. I was asking two questions. The first was where exactly can we find the videos? Because I'm not finding it on the site. And second one is when is the deadline tomorrow for evaluators to finish working?
All right, so the videos should be within the docs. That's the first question. Do you need me to be more explicit than that? Or is that an okay answer?
I think it's okay. I would check it. I think it's okay.
Okay. And then we did have a deadline of tomorrow, end of day, but based on the conversation right now, we might be pivoting that. Um, and that's kind of what this feedback round is about. So maybe
Oh, okay.
do you have a preference of when the deadline is? We were originally intending end of day tomorrow, but we want to make sure that we're doing this properly. So,
Wait, okay. I think we could probably add maybe one day to Saturday.
mhm.
Yeah. I think we could add one additional day called during Saturday.
All right. Okay, pass it on to the next person.
Celia.
Great.
Thanks, and Echo. So yeah, I'm also doing like I've done my evaluations and like what I suggested, I don't know if it's possible because like I was saying, some of the projects I've seen, I didn't see how Cardano can be integrated, right? Or if blockchain is actually needed. It's not like the idea or the project is not good, but then will blockchain be visible? Wouldn't it just be another waste of tech? So I don't know if it's okay to look at other hubs, other teams that were not selected and maybe say something about them or something. I don't know. So
Okay, I think Abdul, you're the last person. You mentioned earlier that you're in a bad location, so if you can unmute or put in the chat any thoughts you had on this. Okay. Well, I think we can move to I don't know. Do we want to spend 10 more minutes kind of talking high level about any more, Scylla has brought up some concerns more specific to projects, as opposed to the process. Does anyone want to use the time to talk more about the projects? Um, and then I think next steps, it sounds like I will try to coordinate with Prisma, WADA, and Hub Leads to see how we can set up a call for tomorrow with Hub Leads and how that might be possible. Um, would this exact time tomorrow, just a thumbs up, or note in the chat if this exact time tomorrow would be good for us to do that?
Hello, everyone.
Abdul,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry, it was quite a little bit noisy at my end. So, as Mr. Clement was saying, whilst was reviewing some of the projects, I saw a lot of things I didn't really get the perspective from the people. So I felt like if I had some time to speak with the team or the hub leads or anyone, it will give me a perspective or much more understanding from what they were saying. But I also saw Sheikh typed in the statement or said that he gets much more information from the videos, but I don't remember seeing the video. Can you please clarify or show me where I can see them? Maybe that might also help.
Sorry, where we can see what? The video?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the video.
So, for me, the two of the hubs have the videos on, like, all of them have there somewhere on their docs basically, but you kind of do have to look for it. So, for example, I can share my screen again. This is for the Project Genius hub, and here this is the Safro team, and if I scroll on to the bottom, they have a video journey and a live demo video over here. The video journey has the team member. If I go to Incuba, I think there's a video. Yeah, the video is here on their pitch page. So you have to go through the documents to see where the videos are on the docs of each hub. That's how I found them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So all the projects has videos, right?
The three hubs that I have been assigned, all of them have videos. I'm not sure. Like, I think Sila was saying, or Genti was saying that some of their hubs don't have videos. So you
Okay,
have
okay, thank
to
you.
look through the docs, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I'm thinking next steps will be setting up a call tomorrow with the evaluators, all of you, and the hub leads. And I'm trying to think the best way to organize it and how much time we want to have with each hub lead. But I think we should have something that's quite structured so that the hub lead pops in for a chunk of time and then the next hub lead pops in and they can join and listen to others, but we're kind of valuing time in that way. Also, we could have it so that the evaluators, you all know which ones you want to attend or don't want to attend. So I think I will try to work on kind of a specific schedule. I'm thinking that the total call is like a 2 hour chunk where we're giving each hub, um, I mean, does 10 minutes make sense? Is that gonna even be? Yeah, tabs. I see the one breakout room per hub. The issue is then, um, if evaluators are wanting to go to multiple hubs, um, that could be challenging. Okay, so 10 makes sense. So 10 times 12, so 120 minutes, which is exactly 2 hours. So if we set up some detailed schedule where we know when the hub leads will be there, and does that sound like a good plan? And then
Yeah,
I think
I'm fine with that.
who we invite is the hub leads. And then it's up to the hub leads, maybe if they bring in any team members. But I think to make the process clean and swift, we have hub leads. And what I'm hearing from evaluators is wanting to get more understanding of, for example, why these top projects were picked and maybe um, pros and cons that they're seeing locally.
Yeah, the way I'm seeing this is it could be like a quick introduction or a quick vibe check, like Shik said, with all of the teams, and then if any evaluator wants to go deeper, they can try to schedule a call between now and Saturday to to have more time with them. But at least this way they can have a quick face to face.
Okay, I think this is a great plan. As long as, I'm trying to respond to the need of hearing from you all. So look out for that. We'll post, yeah, probably a detailed schedule so you know when to join, but think 2 hours starting when this call started tomorrow, and you'll prioritize when you want to join.
Um, can you hear me, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Also, each evaluator, I was thinking maybe instead of making it a group call where everyone can join, an evaluator can meet a team lead directly, maybe can make a call, share the call between an evaluator and a team lead, so it can reduce time and then for the evaluator to get um the perspective of the team lead instead. That's a suggestion though.
Yeah, I
I
think that
think,
sounds like a good optional addition. But doing the group call is a good way to kind of streamline everyone's time.
yeah, I would second that. I think the group call is a way to make sure that there's at least a minimum amount of face to face, and then if people would like to organize more at that point, they can schedule directly with the hubs or teams.
Okay, that's also fine.
I think as well, if you're using the scheduling link on the hub card, you can specify, I want to meet specifically this team, and then they can facilitate organizing that for you. So you could schedule multiple to have a whole hour or so with each team if you wanted to do that. Um, but yeah, I think the hubs would be very accommodating, especially between now and Saturday, because this evaluation process is like the top priority for them right now.
All right, Jonty, I see your hand is up. Go ahead.
So is it decided to postpone the due date, or is it still maintained for even including tomorrow, discussing and continuing and completing the evaluation tomorrow?
I apologize. I think I had a network issue on my side. Could you say that again?
I'm asking if the deadline has been extended, or do we still keep in for tomorrow end of day, even with the hub meetings happening?
I see the possibility to keep it at tomorrow, given that we're having this call, but I suppose there are some issues, right? We don't know how the hubs will respond as far as if they'll be available. Um, but yeah, I think as long as it's done this weekend and we're able to share the results before beginning of next week, I think that should be fine.
If if that's the case, then could we set the deadline as end of day Sunday, so it's the end of the weekend, and I can program the form so that it closes automatically. So we know that we will not be able to be flexible after that point. And then in that way, uh, we will be able to extend the time, but also have the firm condition of communicating the results from start of next week?
Well, here's the question. Will the submission of the form create necessarily conclusive results, or is there potentially the need after those results are tallied to do some adjusting? If there's a tie,
Mm,
is there opportunity for
yeah,
that ambiguity to come out of just the forms? That's my
yeah.
concern, making the deadline the same as our actual deadline.
Yeah, today, which is if we're using a points-based system where, for,
Oh, you're kind of breaking up heavily, Tabs.
oh, sorry. Okay, succinctly,
Well,
we can adjust the amount of points attributed to kind of spread the scoring, and I think that will make it quite unlikely to have a.
hmm Okay. Well, I would say let's try our best to get this done as early as possible. We can communicate in the WhatsApp chat, or if we're all on that call at the end, a quick huddle, if we need to pivot. But we'll think about the logistics of that and make sure that we're clear amongst ourselves. Um, but I'd say, yeah, as soon as possible will be best, and we will keep an open mind to being a little bit flexible on extending for those of you who need it. Okay, we're at time, so I want to be respectful of your time. Thank you all so much for joining and for participating in this process. We'll share the recording after the call and see you all tomorrow or in the chat.
Thanks for facilitating,
Thanks,
Megan.
everyone.
Thanks. Yeah.